If you ignore this, it could cost you $500 a day or $10,000 and 2 years in federal prison. I was watching TikTok this morning and I saw a video where a girl was explaining that she got a notice that she owed the U.S. Department of Treasury something like $5,000, and she had just started an LLC for her content creation business, which honestly wasn't that lucrative, so she didn't have $5,000 for the U.S. government. And the reason why she owed them was because she did not file her beneficial ownership information that was newly required as of January 1st by the Corporate Transparency Act. And she had never heard of it. She thinks she got some sort of notice. The accountant that created her LLC for her sent a general letter to her explaining what it was, but the language was kind of complicated. There's a lot of if, then, you do this. So she just saw something about January 1st, 2025 and thought she was fine. Her accountant wasn't super helpful because they didn't want to file it for her because the person that files could be held liable if any information is wrong, but the accountant could have helped walk her through the process. This video stood out to me this morning because I just created LLCs for 3 new clients, and I automatically send them full information about the new beneficial ownership reporting requirement because I don't want them to have to pay $500 a day if they don't notice it or haven't heard anything about it, or they just get a notice in the mail that doesn't really make a whole ton of sense and just ignore it. I was kind of shocked that her accountant wasn't more helpful. So I wanted to make a video to help you understand what the Corporate Transparency Act and beneficial ownership requirements are so that this doesn't happen to you. Or if you already completed this information, maybe just go double check because you have 90 days to file correction. If you just went through it really quickly, the government could decide that you willfully submitted something incorrect, and that's where that $10,000 fine and 2 years in federal prison comes in. And that could be something as simple as misspelling your own name. In 2021, Congress enacted the Corporate Transparency Act, which made it harder for people to do things like launder money through LLCs or other opaque ownership structures. This created a new federal requirement for beneficial ownership reporting effective January 1st, 2024. And this is done through the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN, which is a bureau of the U.S. Department of Treasury. So who are beneficial owners? Beneficial owners are anyone who indirectly or directly owns a company. Specifically, a beneficial owner is defined as anyone who exercises substantial control or owns at least 25% of the ownership stakes in the company. As far as who has to report, it's going to be any corporation, LLC, or business that's filed a document with the Secretary of State, or it could be a foreign company that's registered to do business in the U.S. 23 entity types are excluded from these reporting requirements, including publicly traded companies, nonprofits, and other larger corporations. And the reason for this is that they already have such stringent reporting requirements that the government should already have all their information. And I was actually sent a letter as a sole proprietor, even though I should not have to file any beneficial ownership reporting information because I've never filed anything with the Secretary of State. So I kind of had to figure this out on my own as well. But sole proprietorships are not reporting companies, even if you filed a fictitious name, an EIN, or any professional licenses. The information that's going to be required to be reported is going to be the names, addresses, and identification numbers of the business and any beneficial owners. The form could be filled out online on FinCEN's website, and most of the information that you need you should know off the top of your head, so it honestly should take you less than 5 minutes. So reporting for this began on January 1st of 2024. If your company was created prior to January 1st, 2024, you have until January 1st, 2025 to submit this information. If your company was registered in 2024, then you have 90 calendar days to get this form submitted. If your company is going to be registered in 2025, you'll have 30 calendar days to get this information submitted. If you have any updates or corrections that need to be made, then you'll have 30 calendar days to get those in. A person who fully violates the Corporate Transparency Act reporting requirements may be subject to civil penalties of up to $500 a day for each day the violation continues. If it's determined that the beneficial ownership information was willfully violated, such as incorrect information was inputted, then the max penalty could be $10,000 and 2 years in federal prison. So for a form that takes a good 5 minutes to fill out, don't risk $10,000 and 2 years in federal prison. Thank you so much for watching this video to learn more about the Corporate Transparency Act. If you found this information helpful, please like, subscribe, and comment. I'm Jordan J, and I'll see you next time.